Long before European ships ever reached the shores of North America, a tapestry of diverse and vibrant cultures thrived across the land. From the Atlantic coast to the Pacific Ocean, indigenous peoples built sophisticated societies, developed unique art forms, and lived in harmony with nature. These were the first Americans, and their stories are an integral part of the American narrative. In the Southwest, the Pueblo people constructed impressive adobe dwellings, some of which still stand today as a testament to their architectural prowess. The Cherokee, a powerful tribe in the Southeast, developed a written language and a complex social structure. Along the Pacific Northwest, tribes like the Chinook relied on the bounty of the ocean, becoming skilled fishermen and traders. These indigenous societies were as diverse as the environments they inhabited. They held a deep reverence for the natural world, seeing themselves as part of a delicate balance that must be maintained. Their traditions, languages and stories were passed down through generations, preserving their unique identities. The arrival of Europeans would forever alter the course of their history, but their legacy remains an essential part of the American story. The arrival of Europeans in the late 15th century marked a turning point in the history of North America. Driven by a thirst for exploration, wealth, and religious freedom, European powers embarked on a campaign of colonization that would reshape the continent. The Spanish established settlements in the south and southwest, the French in the north and along the Mississippi River, and the English along the Atlantic coast. The English colonies, in particular, would lay the foundation for the future United States. Driven by a desire for land and self-government, English settlers established colonies like Jamestown, Plymouth, and Massachusetts Bay. These early colonists faced harsh conditions, including disease, starvation, and conflict with Native Americans. The arrival of Europeans brought about a clash of cultures and a tragic displacement of indigenous populations. European diseases decimated Native American communities, while conflicts over land and resources led to violence and displacement. The introduction of slavery, primarily of Africans to work on plantations, further transformed the social fabric of the colonies. Despite the hardships and injustices, the colonial period also saw the seeds of American identity begin to take root. The colonists developed their own systems of government, fostered a spirit of self-reliance, and began to forge a new society out of the wilderness. By the mid-18th century, tensions between Great Britain and its American colonies had reached a boiling point. Years of growing discontent over British policies, including taxation without representation, restrictions on trade, and the quartering of troops, fueled a revolutionary spirit in the colonies. Inspired by Enlightenment ideals of liberty and self-government, colonial leaders like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams emerged to challenge British rule. The publication of Thomas Paine's Common Sense galvanized public opinion, arguing for independence in fiery prose. In 1775, the simmering tensions erupted into open warfare with the battles of Lexington and Concord. The American Revolution had begun. The colonists, outmatched and outgunned, faced a formidable foe in the British Empire. Despite early setbacks, the Continental Army, led by General George Washington, fought valiantly, securing crucial victories at Saratoga and Yorktown. The American Revolution culminated in the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783, officially recognizing the independence of the United States of America. The newly formed nation, founded on principles of liberty, equality, and self-government, embarked on a bold experiment in democracy that would inspire the world. Section 4. Shaping a Nation, the Early Republic. The newly independent United States faced the daunting task of building a nation from scratch. The Articles of Confederation, the first attempt at a national government, proved too weak to effectively govern the fledgling nation. Recognizing the need for a stronger union, delegates from the states convened at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia in 1787. The result was the United States Constitution, a remarkable document that has endured for over 2 centuries. The Constitution established a system of checks and balances, dividing power between the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of government. It also enshrined fundamental rights and freedoms for all citizens. The early republic was marked by both growth and growing pains. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the size of the nation, opening up vast territories west of the Mississippi River for exploration and settlement. However, westward expansion also exacerbated tensions over slavery, a moral and political issue that would continue to plague the nation. Despite these challenges, the United States emerged as a beacon of democracy and opportunity, attracting immigrants from around the world seeking a better life. The spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship flourished, laying the groundwork for the nation's future economic power. Section 5. A Nation Divided, the Civil War, and its Aftermath. By the mid-19th century, the issue of slavery had become a gaping wound on the American soul. The southern states, economically dependent on slave labor, clashed with the abolitionist North over the expansion of slavery into new territories. In 1860, the election of Abraham Lincoln, a staunch opponent of slavery, as president, proved to be the breaking point. 11 southern states seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. The American Civil War had begun,